Good morning from Tennessee. Chad the Ghost Hunter here, and I am headed to Red Boiling Springs, Tennessee, once again to the Thomas House Hotel. Going to be joined by about 40 fans, actually about 48 fans, and going to have my special guests, Mike and Chris from the Tennessee Wraith Chasers. It's going to be quite an adventure. I'm really excited. And always something crazy at the Thomas House. Always a good time, regardless. We're going to have photos, autographs. We're going to do a meet and greet. We're going to have food. We're going to watch my documentary during dinner that tells about the history and the haunts of the Thomas House. And it's actually a hand-in-hand of the book that I co-wrote with Kyle Cobb, demonologist and researcher, paranormal researcher. But anyways, I'm really excited to see what transpires over the weekend. There's always something crazy on the road when I head to these locations, so let's see what happens. Follow along. Are you ready?
I know that's going to be a good weekend. Us getting out of the car. How do you do this mask?
He got a new mask. Something for the new video.
Did they want us here, or did they want us to leave? Beautiful building. Oh, thank you very much. What's the history? It was built by the McClure family back in 1890. The original building burned, and then they rebuilt this one in 1924.
We have our way of investigating. We love anything outside the box. We always learn from each other. There's no facts, there's no experts. So whether you've done it 1,000 times or it's your first time doing it, we're always learning from each other. And last night was the first time, and they're of course not in here. Over at the church, we always play music. We always get interaction. We always get action.
I don't know if you guys can see that. The water's not really flowing very hard.
Actually, what we're trying to do is a lot of times in the church we elicit a response with music, and this guy brought the perfect instrument, which is a guitar. So we're going to see if we can elicit a little bit of response from him playing guitar, because with music there's a lot of emotion, there's a lot of things that get released. So I mean, it's a perfect tool right there.
Light up some of these meters like you did before if you like the music.
We got something going on.
What's your favorite hymnal?
What about I'll Fly Away?
Play it after. Truck goes by.
Did you see the instrument this guy was playing?
Ooh.
Did you see the instrument this guy was playing? Do you like it? Are you still a piano? Would you like for him to play you some more songs? Is there a certain song you want to hear? What's your favorite hymnal? What about I'll Fly Away?
There's two things in there.
Yeah, I heard a couple things.
Ooh, yeah.
That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah, you got it.
Play
You guys
back.
hear that?
Yeah.
Remember the song? Have you heard it before? What's the name of the band? I waited forever.
Right there.
That's what it sounds like. It says, do you know it?
That's awesome.
Here's the. That's where guests would check in. Here's where we had dinner. This is the dining room. So we're walking around alone right now. Everything's dark. Here's the stage. This is where I do my presentations. And guests get to see our documentary. We have a stage backdrop that looks like the catacombs of Paris. Eight feet high and 20 feet long. Custom made stage. And here's there's some displays set up here for folks. Now we do about 60 events like this a year. And this is just one stop. Next weekend we're going to be in North Carolina. And if you're interested in any of these events, go to ghosthuntweekends.com and you can join us at these events if you like. There's a group in the green hallway. I'm gonna go to Sarah's hallway. There's nobody up here right now. This is a sitting room. This sitting room here, there was a lady sitting on this couch. She saw somebody in an 1800s dress walk right through here, right through this wall. She freaked out and got Daryl, the owner. Come to find out there used to be a door right there. Ooh. I turn a light on. Sarah? Little Sarah? Can you hear me? Sarah, where are you? I'm up here by myself, Sarah. It's room 37. It's supposed to be the spirit of a little girl named Sarah in this hallway. Sarah. 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 I'm not going to be in here long. I'm up here all by myself, Sarah. Can you come play with me? Oh my God. What was that? Did you guys hear that? Online? Set this here for a minute. Maybe you can whistle back, Mr. Cloyd. The whistling ghost, Mr. Cloyd. I'm up here all alone. Sarah. Can you grab my hand? Sarah, are you here? Mr. Cloyd? I'm locked out of my room. Can you please help me? Mr. Cloyd. I'm all alone and vulnerable. You can show yourself to me. Can you flicker these lights that are on the mantle? Okay, that ends the second night here at the Thomas house, and finally getting ready to lay down and get some sleep, and we'll see you in the morning. Oh, here it is. Good morning from the Thomas house in Red Boiling Springs, Tennessee. Oh, it was a rough 2 days here. We had a great time, a lot of birthdays, a lot of great ghost hunting activity. Got to meet with all the crew, and we had a great time. Didn't get a lot of sleep, but I got to run home, and there's a few stops I want to make on the way home. There's some cemeteries I wanted to check out, or at least one in particular, and I want to swing by and check that out. Getting ready to say goodbye to the crew. We're back behind the Thomas house right now, and you can see everybody's saying their goodbyes. That's kind of what we do. But anyways, so follow me. Let's see if we can find this Civil War cemetery. So right now we're driving, looking around for this Civil War battlefield. No, I'm sorry, it's not a battlefield, it's a cemetery. And I have Amy and Shane in tow behind me. Shane was excited to see what I find. He's always interested watching the videos and wanted to go along with me today. I think this is it coming up. Let me see if this is it. It was at a crossroads at the junction of 80 and 262, and I believe I have found it. Yes, this looks like it. So I've found it, guys. We have found what's called Witches Crossroads here in the Upper Cumberland region of Tennessee. And this was a strategic point during the Civil War for control of this area. So there was a lot of skirmishes and fighting going on here. One notably was in 1863 when the Union Army was fighting about 125 Confederate troops. Just a few casualties on each side, but it was originally given up to the Confederates, and then later on the Union took it back over. Well, it looks like we're in the middle of somebody's tobacco field, and as you can see, this is called Gibbs Crossroad, and some of these names on this is Gibbs, so I'm going to say this is a family plot of some kind. It's a little hard to read a lot of these dates. 1890, 1857. So this is look at this one here, is actually sunk into the ground. There must have been a wooden coffin in there. Usually they disintegrate and fall in, leaving a depression in the ground. Look at these headstones. This one's really hard to read. I think she's being attacked by a bee. What happened? I don't know if this is a grave of a child. There's nothing written on it. It's almost just like a marker. And here's another one here that really just doesn't have anything written on it. I'm not sure what this is. Wow, I'm going to end up getting ticks. I'm going back this way. Not interested in, yeah, I'm going to go this way. So I'm not really sure if this was all sold off and another family owns this land now, because the land all around this looks kept up. But the cemetery, the grave sites itself, look like nothing's been mowed or kept up. 1896. $1891. This guy was a Mason. 1877. Wow. Somebody moved that back up. As you can see, there's a little outhouse over there. Look at that. So this is somebody's plantation, it looks like. We have tobacco. There's a nice house over there. But, wow, just imagine this during the Civil War. This was probably full of all kinds of troops camped out here. This was a temporary headquarters for the Union Army for a while right here. General Braxton? He camped out here for a while. Oh, Bragg, I'm sorry. So just imagine just Civil War troops all right here, probably controlling this intersection. You ever seen inside a real outhouse? Let's take a look. There it is. If you need to do your business, this is definitely the place to go. Full of hornets' nests. Looks cozy. Now see, this barn is black, painted black instead of red. Why, you ask? Because this is where they would smoke tobacco when they dry the tobacco out. You can see those sticks over there. They'll take those sticks and they put them in the ground over here by the tobacco plants. And then what they do is they bend them over and they start drying out. They hang them up inside here. They build a fire and it smokes the tobacco and dries it out. And that's what gives it the flavor that it has. And they paint these barns black instead of red because the smoke that's coming out is going to stain the red barn. So there's no reason to paint it that color. So when you see a black barn, more than likely it has something to do with tobacco. Let's take a look over here at a tobacco plant up close. Sometimes you can see these giant worms on them that have a horn on them. I don't know if they're going to be on it, but I call them a tobacco worm. And these plants are gigantic. And we're getting waved at or honked at. Yeah, these have just been planted. They're not very tall right now, but these will grow 6-7 feet tall. And as you can see, it just goes on for quite a way. Let's see if we can find a tobacco worm. I don't see one. They like to eat these. They probably sprayed because they'll destroy an entire crop. So there's some little holes on that one. I bet there's one on there. This one's been eaten on, but I don't see him. I don't see a little bugger. Nope. Anyways. I don't like trespassing on people's property, so I want to be real careful. But this is nice and peaceful out here. But at one time, this was a center of fighting during the American Civil War. And just imagine looking around all the camps and soldiers in their tents cooking out, waiting for orders to march. I don't know. And now it's just a sleepy crossroad with some quiet graves. Anyways, so from here, we're going to head towards Interstate 40. And if we see anything interesting, we'll probably stop along the way. So let's see where the day takes us. So there's a little sign here talking about this being a strategic location, the Crossroads. But as I'm looking on the map, it says you are here. And the name of this town, I need to do some research. It's called Witches. So is this the Witches Crossroad? So I found this on the side of the road. Figured I'd stop in for a quick peek. Look at this. Somebody's old house. Nothing left but the fireplace. Never know what you're going to find. Well, that's going to do it for this weekend's adventure. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing and ring that notification bell icon so you can be updated on future videos when I upload them. And if you like what you see and you want to join me and my Ghost Hunt Weekends crew on some of these weekend adventures, go to ghosthuntweekends.com and check out our tour dates. See you on the next trip.